And as soon as we did mention in the newsroom, there was some kickback. Everyone got nervous, right? Which I understand, absolutely.
Okay.
Particularly in the subs, the sub-editors. But the trick is you can use AI. To use AI to generate content is a very, very different conversation to have than using AI to optimize what you're doing. So if you're optimizing your distribution, optimizing finding the right audience for it, or like taking a multimodal approach to your story, like Mail and Guardian stories, for example, are very more of a long form, deeper journalism. That model itself, like here's a bunch of text and like maybe an image doesn't work so well on the internet. You want to do more with that, so you want more access points into that story.
Yeah.
So you can use AI to say, okay, here's a story. The journalism is intact. Like the journalism is done. It's all the checked and balances. It's published.
Right.
You can use AI to like repurpose that content in a much easier and better way than using more humans. So you can use it. You can create like translations being one of them. You can do what's the best tweets, LinkedIn post, Facebook post, whatever to kick back on this content. You can create videos from that content. Okay. You can take that content and put into make a audio file out of it. There's all different ways you can use AI to do that. And there's lots of other tools.
Would you recommend tools like Grammarly for the writers? Grammarly?
I haven't used Grammarly.
It's basically an AI tool that does syntax for you.
That's a tough one because then you're messing with people's jobs, right? So if the sub-editor, and it depends how good your sub-editor is, but if the sub-editor is not good, I would support Grammarly. If the sub-editor is good, I'd be like, okay, there's other value they can bring to the table. There's
no other value that Grammarly would give a writer outside subbing?
I don't know. I haven't used it, so I'm not so familiar with it.
No, okay, maybe not Grammarly, but any other writing tool that when you write, you're writing. This thing's not writing for you. All it's doing is just helping you with sentence construction.
I use some AI tools. I don't use it to generate content for me directly, but I do say, for example, if I need starting points for ideas, for example, that's very useful in that case. I do use it sometimes to generate me like a selection of tweets or whatever the case may be. Okay. Absolutely. And I don't think there's any problem with that. Okay. I do have if you're a writer and that's your job to be as a writer, you'd have to be, I think you'd have to have almost like a, what's the word? Disclaimer of some kind.
What should you? Whoa!
I don't know.
If you say I was assisted by Grammarly, I'm sure that the writing community would come for your ass.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of like to say, oh, we used AI a little bit in the story. It's kind of like the same thing as saying, oh, we used the internet a little bit in the story. It's like, obviously you did.
Right. What AI tools would you recommend for a small media organization? Just to say, capacity building, you're starting up, here are tools you can look out for, and these are the users of the tools.
I couldn't rattle off a bunch of names, but I've only really just started exploring other tools, for example, for presentations, slide generation, things like that, for helping assist the presentation of ideas, that kind of thing. That helps out a lot.
So nothing really in the newsroom?
Nah. Again, you're putting this on in terms of naming stuff, which I couldn't do.
Right.
Yeah.
No, are there tools that you'd recommend for? Are there tools for the newsroom that can be used without naming them?
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
Would you recommend that the newsroom have some AI tools?
100%.
There wouldn't be backlash from the journalists?
I think newsrooms should embrace AI. 100%. It's like saying, 20 years ago, should the newsroom embrace the internet? Hell yeah.
Okay, so AI is like a website. Instead of
AI is it's like an ecosystem of stuff to make your job easier. So
I'm saying in how they should look at it is you once existed in print. The internet came, you existed online. You did not cheat print, you just migrated to online. Look, now you're writing and you're doing all of this heavy lifting and there are AI tools. This is the next step of the internet.
Yeah, I think this conversation has been going on for 25 years, right? It's like we're still on the waves of the internet disruption. And AI is just the latest iteration of that wave. Where it's going to end up for us, we're going to have similar problems. It's going to have you've got all these issues of should AI be blocked from reading our website and using it in their responses. There's those kind of conversations going on. my view is like, which AI are you going to stop? I mean, you stop one company's one AI,
Right.
legally, then there's another one. It doesn't really hold water for me.